Hey you guys, it's Birds Net. We're here with a little update on the Dougherty dozen of all people. There's recently been some conversations being had because another YouTuber has come out and not only changed her perspective on the Dougherty dozen as a channel, but more importantly, Alicia as the mother. And they have released DMs between the YouTuber and Alicia, and I had a few thoughts. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so let's talk about Alicia Dougherty proving herself to be the little sneaky snake that I've always known that she was. This YouTuber, her username is Not Another Housewife. Her name, like her actual name, is Marissa, so I will be referring to her as both of those during this video. And she's known of me for a long time. I've known of her for a very long time. She early on came across my content regarding self-taught beauty. Remember the shed days? Remember the animal abusing Mandy days? Yeah, that's how she came across my channel to my knowledge initially. But she has given some very unfiltered opinions about me and my delivery and the things that I have said and done, and that's her right to do so. People are going to deliver their opinions one way or another, and I will say what I've always said. I can stand on my channel and have the very most cause or message that I'm trying to get out there, and I can think that I'm doing all the right things. I can think that I'm being direct and loud about the right things, and I'm not entitled to have anyone like or support my platform, even if I think it's important. I am not entitled to have people praise me or agree with everything that I say. In fact, I think some of my longtime subscribers would agree with the fact that if you've been around here for a while, I've probably said a few things that you didn't like and you might have fully disagreed with, and that's your right to do so. I am not entitled to have anyone support my videos. That's just the way that it is. So going back to Marissa, she came across my videos. She didn't like what I would have to say about Mandy. She didn't like me talking about mommy vloggers. She didn't like the things I was saying, the things I wasn't saying, and again, that's her right to do so. Now, fast forward, she actually, I recently learned, took some time off of YouTube and was, away from the platform for the most part, not posting new content. And she's recently come back, and she has come back with a new perspective on Alicia Dougherty. Now, she's released these DMs between her and Alicia and has said, I don't like this, and this is why. The first thing that I saw a lot of people questioning is why now? If this was so important, then why didn't the video come during your break? I really don't care. Frankly, I think that it's important enough that the video came now and we're having a different conversation that has a little bit of a new perspective, if you will. So I really don't care that the video came now. I don't care if it would have come next month, 2 months from now. I'm not in charge of anyone's upload schedule or when and if they want to talk about something. But basically in this video, she has come with this newfound perspective and opinion on Alicia specifically. So in this video, sharing her perspective, I did notice, because I looked at the comments, she has DCP fans just absolutely storming her comments section. And how I feel about that is how I feel about my own content. Nobody is entitled to have support and praise and have people agree with them, no matter what the topic of the channel is. It's okay to not like somebody for this reason, that reason, It's the same of like how she didn't like my delivery for a while. Like, it's okay. It's not that serious. I promise. As a creator, if you can keep in mind, I'm not entitled to have people like this. I'm not, it's not a given that people are going to agree with me, and that's okay. Let's move on with our day. There are a lot of content creators that I don't like, and I've talked about it before, and there are some that I didn't care for, and I never got around to making a video about it. I just don't understand the whole, oh my God, how dare you not like so-and-so because, you know, this cause, that cause, they're doing all the great things. So now that we got that out of the way, it's all good. We're moving on. It's okay. Let's get into the messages that were shared in Marissa's video. I'm not going to read through every single exchange because y'all will gather why this is so grossly irresponsible for Alicia to be saying these things. And I think very quickly you will understand why people think that she's a disgusting human being. So this first message, she says to Marissa, I'm going to send you some stuff. Feel free to leak it. So when I hear something like, oh, here's something, you can leak it, for me that's saying, I don't want to have my image be disrupted. I don't want people to think that I'm doing this. So if you're silly enough to do it for me, then I'll go ahead and send it to you and you can leak it. I couldn't imagine being a whole parent, being a whole adult, having children and, you know, tending to your day-to-day life and acting as if you are just so unbothered by everything. But yet you're behind the scenes talking to a YouTuber who at that point in time you thought was on your side, trying to utilize them as a way to leak information. And the reason this is so disgusting is we're not just talking about leaking information. We are talking about Alicia Dougherty wanting a YouTuber to leak private medical information on a child. While Alicia Dougherty was acting like this wholesome, caring, you know, mother who was helping out a friend, and she's taking these kids in via kinship because she's just such a great person. She is also the same person that is willing to drag a literal child who was suffering with severe mental health issues. She was willing to drag that child in DMs and talk about her friend that she was supposed to be helping out with this child. She posts this screenshot, says you can leak it if you want, and then we get into Alicia continuing to talk down about the birth mother. She's still using drugs. She's not completed a rehab program in the past year. She's supposed to be in rehab right now. The court, the restraining order, you know, just really getting all over the kinship mother, who, again, was supposed to be Alicia's friend. I don't know what kind of deranged idiot you have to be to sit there and think, okay, this child is clearly suffering and has suffered a lifelong issue of having an addict as a parent. Let me go ahead and put all of their stuff out here to this complete stranger. Because as a reminder, Marissa was somebody who was sitting there saying, I don't understand all the outrage with the Dougherty dozen. Alicia thought that Marissa was then on her side, and she was willing to spill all kinds of heartbreaking information about this teenage girl. Then she also shares this screenshot, and luckily Marissa scribbled through stuff, so we're not seeing anything here. But it goes over brief summary of your hospital course. And here's information for referrals and follow-up care. Alicia was sending this to a complete stranger on the internet when it had to do with a teenage girl that was suffering greatly with mental health issues. And then she continues, because Marissa was responding, she felt like she could continue to drag Shauna through the mud, who is the kinship mother in this situation. Shauna is very manipulative. Look up the behaviors for reactive attachment disorder, addict, and narcissist. Oh, and she has bipolar disorder. She was charged with neglect. She would leave the kids home. Like, who said that it was your place to put this out to a YouTuber, a complete stranger? You're literally taking, again, and this is a pattern with Alicia, she will take a situation that somebody else is living or going through, and she will utilize that as a way to make herself look better, more superior, more put together. But these text messages confirm that Alicia Dougherty is simply a diabolical little mean girl. This is giving the biggest mean girl energy. I don't ever want to see another comment of somebody saying Alicia's a good mom, because this is, in fact, not what a good mother does. And let's talk about manipulation for just a second. Alicia also says, I was thinking you could always say someone asked you to help share the truth. If people are slamming you and say it's not Alicia, people forget I have a husband who is also affected by this. And then mentions that she's sending out cease and desist notices. Alicia Dougherty, you slimy little snake. You slimy little snake. Here you are creating mess off the camera and wanting a YouTuber to go out of their way to make you look better. I am so glad, and I want to take a quick moment and just say, I thank Not Another Housewife for releasing these messages and marking out the stuff that should not be shared. But as far as sharing what Alicia was doing and what she was saying, I commend her for releasing these, because here's the thing. Some people really frown on, they look down or they frown upon releasing DMs, releasing texts and stuff. But here's my thing. If you're willing to drag a literal teenager that was going through a severe mental health episode, multiple episodes, if you're willing to be talking about that in DMs, I don't think that it should remain secret anymore. So here's another exchange that really just made my blood boil big time. Alicia talks about the other kinship kid, the brother, D, wanting to stay at the Dougherty home forever. And she says that the child N, who was going through a severe mental health episode, multiple episodes in fact, she refers to this kid and says she will most likely join her mom in psychoticness. I hate to say it, but we are all happier now. You are happier without a girl that was having a severe issue. And instead of you being an advocate like you always claim that you want to be, you got her out of your hair, and now you're literally sitting here again, oversharing, dragging, and making it like, oh, well, her brother stayed. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows. We realize that kids also will, they will find temporary happiness in materialistic things because they are children, their brains are not fully formed, and getting gifts and, all of this kind of stuff, like, yes, kids are excited by that. And it just so happens that you had a brother and sister kinship situation. One of them you were able to, keep because of the things that you were doing. But what should have happened is you should have been an advocate for his sibling instead of separating them and celebrating the fact that she was out of your house. How dare you? So that's the basic wrap up of what was said in this video. Again, if you want to go watch it for yourself, feel free. It's, please do. But just the fact that I knew this is who Alicia was. And to now see all of the crazy work that she was doing behind the scenes, trying to get, again, a complete stranger to leak information that would in turn make her look better. It is so shady and so disgusting and so just, ew. If you're behaving this way, again, don't... Her fans better not ever come in my section talking about, oh, she does so much for those kids. She does this, she does that. She's a good mom. She's a terrible person for sharing this. To close out this video, I want to hit on HIPAA really quick because I've seen a lot of comments saying Alicia could get a HIPAA violation by sharing this stuff with a stranger in DMs. That's not the way that HIPAA works. HIPAA is doctor-patient confidentiality, and it doesn't apply to a parent oversharing about their child or one sibling sharing something about another sibling that they shouldn't have shared. It simply says that your medical providers, doctors, nurses, are not able to release your medical information. And unfortunately, what it does is it creates a bunch of parents that are out here oversharing about children that cannot consent, and their literal brains are not even fully formed yet. And you have her out here telling a random YouTuber about a literal teenager that was contemplating ending it. So I'm disgusted by this. But that's what's going on. And like I said in the beginning of the video, just to close out my thoughts here, you know, I think it's great. If people change their perspective and change their minds on either family vloggers, me, my videos, influencer culture, whatever it is, if they change their minds, I'm here for that. And if you never change your mind, I'm here for that too. It's all good. I'm not entitled to have anyone support me. I'm not entitled to have anyone agree with me. But as I've done for years, I'm just here to put the content out and we're going to talk about it. So either way, that's it for today. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.